Bernard Cordier developed his love for the big screen studying at UEL, the University of East London. In 2001, his passion won him a placement in Belfast where, inspired by other young upstarts, he vowed to make an impact in one way or another. In 2003, he was invited to work on the BFM Film Festival, an experience which proved to be an eye-opener. For a brief period, it seemed that Bernard was destined to be a TV presenter, until he was inspired once again by the advent in 2005 of the British Urban Film Festival. At the time, a whole new initiative conceived at a Prince's Trust concert. A year later, he set up his own company, Forefront Films in Stratford. In the intervening years, he has steadily built up his portfolio of work, running practical workshops and providing skills and experience to young people. His debut drama, Stick With Me, is a gritty short which he wrote and directed.
So they've got 24 hours to bring it to him or he's gonna kill me, man.
Bernard's qualities, but he's obviously very passionate, very enthusiastic. His communication with people, actually, I think is fantastic. He's got a sense of humor as well in dark times, and that's very good. And he's got energy, he's knowledgeable, he's intelligent. It's fantastic and very, very creative. Very creative.
Can you
and
record
you can
the
see a
first?
little shot of him now. Look what he's doing.
We've got lots of Bernard, don't worry about it. I was gonna say, what was your first memory of meeting Bernard?
I met Bernard in Northern Ireland.
Sorry.
With a guy called Emmanuel, who would just fall asleep. We used to party on till all these hours in the morning, and Emmanuel would fall asleep on the bed, chasing after a girl called Jennifer. And now Emmanuel's chasing after every girl on the set. Each day he's getting rejected, and the next day he moves on to the next girl, man. But that's all
I'll say
good,
something. I hope he keeps getting rejected, because if he doesn't, we won't be seeing him on one night shoot.
And he's got a big smile on his face right now. But when I met, we were about 21, 22 at the time, and we were like the hottest talents in Britain. And we'd been bunched together in a group. It's myself, Bernard, and 2 other people, and it was quite a great time. And we were all starting off and beginning in our creative film lives. And from then on, I really clicked with Bernard and felt he had a lot of talent, and he had a fantastic personality.
Where's Paul going?
And he could balance fun
Paul, look.
with also being constructive. And I really did enjoy that time. We had a great time, you know, we were young, we were wild, still young obviously, but we were wild and crazy. The talent that we had that time was here, there and everywhere, but we knew we had something special. And this was when we were selected for something called the Unlocking Talent Awards in Northern Ireland. They had basically discovered 200 young hot talents from all over the world and brought them down to a festival called Cinemagic Unlocking Talent Awards. And that's where I first met Bernard.
First impressions?
My first impressions? He seemed like not quiet, but he seemed a little bit kind of a darker character in the background there, but saying little jokes and stuff in the back. But as I got to know him, I realized what a funny person he was. His sense of humor was just something else. And it was really funny. Me and him ended up on the news on BBC during that event, and they chose us to come on there because of our crazy personalities and obviously the talent as well. And I think Bernard did this piece where they asked, so Bernard, what's your talent? And he said something like, my talent is being a door-to-door salesman, chatting up the lonely housewives and getting people to do stuff, or something like that, he said. And from there I just thought it was brilliant, and we just clicked ever since then, you know.
The magic of composing for the movies, revealed by Patrick Doyle to a group of lucky young hopefuls. His credits don't include this one, North by Northwest, but plenty of others like Bridget Jones' Diary and Donnie Brasco. High achievers in TV and film like the actor Paul McGann have come to share their expertise with 100 young people as part of the Cinemagic Film Festival. A third of them travelled from outside Northern Ireland.
Well, the dream for my future is actually making films, making it happen, being in the thick of it, making urban films, raw, up-and-coming underground films about London.
Ideally, I'd like to be an actress, and although there are some short films, BBC, things like that, there's not really an opportunity for young people to meet like this and to get experience from someone who's in the business.
Television presenting is another of the courses, with one professional taking a big risk, teaching people not much younger than himself how to bid for his job.
So we're going to do a workshop over 2 days, and bearing in mind I'm a TV presenter, I just thought I can pretty much wrap it up in 10 minutes. So what we're going to try and do, I just sat down at my kitchen table, had a bit of a think, and I've just sort of used different scenarios and written a 10-minute show, really. So I'll get the 10 people that are with me to go through that.
Enthusiasm levels are high, and if self-confidence could get you a job, this young man's a dead cert.
Most definitely. My personality, I'm just such a vibrant person. I used to be a door-to-door salesman, and I thought if you can talk to people and chat up all the housewives and all of that and do that for a job, that's my ideal job, so I've definitely got what it takes.
The best of the bunch will be singled out for special awards on Saturday, and there's also a career shop. Too late to book for the opening film of the festival, though.
Well, I tried, but I had to draw.
Christmas Carol, the movie, starring the singing and speaking voice of Kate Winslet, is booked out, but there are another 69 films to try for during the festival. Maggie Taggart, BBC Newsline.
What if I had never let you go?
Do you remember the first time you met Nas?
Yeah. It was one of them moments, and he had a Public Enemy T-shirt #1 on. You know, it wasn't fitting for the occasion. You know, one of them ones. Always dressed casually in it, even in. I forgot when we met. How did we meet? Anyway, we met in Belfast. I'm trying to remember the first time we met. I think for some reason all the tan people, you know, were sitting in the same corner. You know, and. Yeah, it was a blurred. It was a blurred experience, man. I remember the 4 days. It was quite exciting. I remember one particular time. I think the award ceremony. Yeah. It was quite overwhelming. Yeah. And you said something to someone. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, it was the producer of Notting Hill, Duncan Kenworthy.
I think that's when I knew I wanted to get into the industry, because it touched me. Yeah. You know, when you're young and you don't know how to deal with emotions, and you're kind of, you know, I told everyone at uni, I'm going to this event and it's going to hopefully change my life. Yeah. And it did, but for maybe the wrong reasons, because I came back a little bit more kind of angry. But I think anger is a great emotion if you're a filmmaker.
If you channel it in the right
way, you know.
It can be.